All right, good evening and welcome back to Prince's Seat channel. Still the night of October 2025, and this evening I'm glad to air this particular submission. You know, it's often said that truth may walk slowly, but it never loses its path. That saying could not be truer than what we are witnessing right now in the grant community. You know, a few days ago, the air was thick with anger and also disappointment as reports came about a greedy NGO that devised a wicked plan to shortchange its subscribers. It was aired right on this platform, an NGO that was demanding 70% of what rightfully belonged to the subscribers under him. It was a heartbreaking revelation that actually shook a lot of people to their core. But I'm glad to announce to you today that the story has taken a dramatic and encouraging turn. The light of truth has begun to shine on darkness. You know, following that viral YouTube video that I did right on this platform, the broadcast that boldly exposed this corrupt NGO and its manipulative tactics, there has been a wave of joy and relief now, and the unity among the subscribers of that organ. It seems the message has hit its target loud and clear. The once arrogant and bullying NGO leader who had boasted that he could dictate and dominate his subscribers is now running helter-skelter, trying to call for emergency meetings to defend himself and also salvage what is left of his collapsing image. Now, this is not just a poetic justice. I see this as a reminder that when people unite in truth and stand against oppression, even the proudest of liars will tremble. Yes. Now, that earlier revelation about this NGO's fraudulent formula, what it said was, for those of us who did not remember, I'm going to put it also in the comment section so that in case you need to listen to the entire submission, you can have it. Now, the earlier revelation about the NGO fraudulent formula was that he was to take 40% of disbursement and then another 30% for so-called projects, and then leaving only 30% for the actual beneficiaries. You can imagine. And that statement alone opened the eyes of thousands. It was brought to our notice right on this platform, and we aired it. I did justice to that by really calling out the NGO heads in that wicked thoughts and assertion. You understand? And that also sparked some wave of conversation across platforms after the video was shared all over the place, and people began to realize that silence can sometimes be dangerous. You know, for too long, subscribers have been forced to swallow manipulation in the name of respect and patience. But the time has come for everyone to understand that, yes, humility is not foolishness. The same patience that made people to wait for years should not make them to become victims of exploitations. That recent development, especially the jubilation right now that ensued among the subscribers to that NGO, when truth is, it shows that the tables are turning, and when truth is spoken boldly, it empowers the weak and also silences the oppressors. The viral YouTube broadcast that was shared here that time, it served as the turning point, which gave a voice to the voiceless and also forced the hand of accountability on those who thought that they were untouchable. When that video went live, it did more good than just to inform the public of that atrocity. It inspired courage. It also reminded subscribers that there are still people who will not keep quiet when injustice is being cooked in secret. So that broadcast went so quickly, it spread so quickly because people are tired of being played. And it is this collective frustration that is channeled through the right medium that now has the greedy NGO leader running from pillar to post, calling for emergency meetings and trying to calm the storm that he started with his own greed. Now, this is what happens when the power of truth actually meets the arrogance of deceit. And no matter how tall a mountain of lies may seem, one strong wind of truth will scatter it down to the dust. Yes. So I see this as a celebration and a courage of jubilation. The current jubilations that is among that particular organ are not just about one greedy NGO that is being exposed. This represents something far deeper, and that is the awakening of an entire community. For once, subscribers have realized that they are not helpless. They are not helpless. They now know what they can, they now know that they can actually challenge wrongdoing and still be heard. So this joy now across the organ or that particular NGO and the platform is a sound of freedom, and that makes us to be happy. That justice can be served. The sound of the people who have been oppressed finding hope again. For months they were afraid to speak, thinking that their coordinator had the final say. But now they see that nobody, no matter how powerful, is above the collective will of the people. And when they unite themselves under one voice in indestructible oneness, the manipulator, they lose the control. They lose the control. So to every NGO leader or to every coordinator who, I'm putting this up now as a call again, to every stakeholders, to every NGO head or coordinator who is secretly plotting to repeat the same evil, take this as a warning. The time when you could threaten or bully and also exploit your subscribers is over with. The people have become wiser, and the walls of fear have been broken down where the beneficiaries are. No coordinator owns any subscriber. He was boasting, he was literally boasting then that he was in charge. He owns the subscribers under him. No coordinator owns any subscriber. The grant belongs to the people, not to personal empires that is built on manipulations. And those who think that they can twist the system for personal gain, they should learn from what is happening right now. When the people wake up, even the strongest deceiver will shake. The strongest deceiver will shake. So let every greedy coordinator understand that the era of silent suffering is gone. It is gone. There are now watchful eyes, there are listening ears, there are brave voices that are ready to expose and also report any act of exploitation. The fund has not dropped yet, and people are behaving like this. What of when the fund drops? How do you expect them to behave? And that's why we had to call things to order, not the time the fund drops, but before it drops, so that things can be done according to precision, order, and the way it should go. If you're among those who have plans to keep 40%, 50%, or 70% of what doesn't belong to you, understand this, that your days of comfort in deceit are numbered. The people have found their powers. There is strength in numbers. So this recent victory is not the end. For us to know that that is not the end, it's just the beginning. While it is a good news that the corrupt NGO is being exposed, the system must now take further steps to also prevent similar incidents. Because if your name is mentioned, we might be tempted to air it again. If your NGO is mentioned, we might be co-opted to seek redress and to correct this error. please do what is needful. The authorities overseeing the grant distribution should also immediately strengthen their monitoring system mechanisms. There should be strict penalties for any NGO that is caught manipulating payment structures or intimidating their members. And I want to further propose that there should be a transparency policy where all NGOs should make their financial sharing and project plans very public. There should be a public awareness on this for every NGOs on their financial sharing pattern or the policy or the modalities. Nothing should be hidden from subscribers under that wing. Then I also propose that there should be a direct payment enforcement, that all disbursement should go directly into the verified subscriber's account. Let there be no third party. And I've flogged this over and over again about helpline for complaints. It's very important. You know, some people bring these complaints to us because we have the platform to be able to air this for others to hear. But we are not the management of UAAG. We shouldn't be doing their work for them. I suppose that there should be a helpline for complaints. There should be a national hotline or portal where subscribers can actually anonymously report misconduct anonymously, so that nobody is going to be ostracized or a kind of intimidated or a kind of abused. So there should be such a platform or a portal that's going to be created. Then I also propose further that there should be an audit committee, a kind of a rotating audit team that should randomly check the activities of NGOs to detect abuse early enough before the alert begins to land. Now, most times we air all of these things, but we propose and we believe why we air them is so that there could be a redress and things can be taken into account. It's going to help us in this grand ecosystem. We have become a family so big and strong in this grand ecosystem. A lot of people from all walks of life are here. So I feel there should be an audit committee, very important, a rotating one that should randomly check the activities of the NGOs to be able to detect anomaly before time, early enough. Now, it's very important. Then I think also there should be some a kind of leadership training for the coordinators. The coordinators or the leaders should undergo some leadership and ethics training before managing people's destiny. It's very important. Training is very good. They should know what and what not to do at a time like this, because money has a spirit behind it. When structures like these are enforced, the grant system would become stronger than it appears. It's also going to become cleaner and more trustworthy. All of these things are very important. I hope the management listening to us, it's a lesson also for subscribers, that the biggest lesson from this entire event is very simple. Never you underestimate your right to speak up. Don't. See, silence helps the oppressor. Silence helps to empower the oppressor, not the oppressed. And the same courage that brought this greedy NGO to its knees should remain alive in every subscriber. Subscribers must be able to stay very much informed. They must stay united, and they must be prayerful. When you hear that there's any suspicious information, verify it through some official sources before you act upon them. And if any coordinator tries to impose strange conditions or try to threaten members, document it immediately. Document that process and report through proper channels. It's going to be taken up. All of us have a right to these funds. You are just, as a coordinator or as a leader, you're just a custodian and a steward. So don't use that to oppress anybody. Most importantly, subscribers should not be afraid anymore. Fear is the weapon of manipulators. And once you refuse to be afraid, they lose their power. I want you to know that. Then going forward, I'm going to bring this now to a close. To the particular NGO that caused this uproar, let it serve as your moment of reflection. No amount of emergency meetings can also undo what has been revealed. The best you can do right now is to repent. Just repent and possibly apologize publicly and make peace with your subscribers. Very important. We are all human beings. We are not animals. We are not in zoo. We are all human beings. Treat your fellow human being as a human being. Do that. Trying to cover up or intimidate people would only make things worse. The era of command and control leadership is gone. The people now have a voice. They have a voice, and that voice is backed by evidence, truth, and also public awareness. So a true leader would accept correction and change. A foolish one will continue in arrogance until disgrace catches up with him or her. You still have time to choose which one you want to be remembered for. Okay? We must appreciate everyone who played a role in bringing this truth to light. Yes, the whistleblower who sent a report, and our channel also who broadcasted it, who gave it a voice, and all the subscribers who stood firm despite fear and intimidation, and who shared it. You're part of the success, because after it was aired, you passed your comment, it was shared, and until it got to him, till he began to tremble and he started looking for how to make things right. You all proved that truth can only be delayed but not destroyed. You have not just helped yourselves, you have also protected thousands who might have fallen victim tomorrow. And this victory is for all the oppressed people who kept faith despite hardship. Now, finally, what has just happened is a wake-up call. It's a proof that when good people speak out, evil retreats. The subscribers have spoken, and their voices are echoing across the nation. To every greedy coordinator that is still plotting in secret, take this as a warning. The days of manipulations are over with, and truth has woken up, and it will not sleep again. So to all the genuine leaders who are serving selflessly, continue your good work. You are the reason faith in this movement remains so strong. And to all subscribers, celebrate this victory, but remain watchful. The journey to disbursement is closer, very close than ever before. So stay united, stay informed, and keep believing. The light of justice has just been lit, and it will not go out anymore. Indeed, the people have woken up, and this time there is no going back. Congratulations in advance. This is Princess. In case you are new, do kindly subscribe and hit the bell so that you don't miss out on vital updates. God bless you and have a good night rest. Good night.